This is actually a metric vice grip. My favorite is my metric crescent wrench. Yeah. I wrote metric on it because people they just don't believe it. I like to build things. I've always been interested in taking things apart. I took apart the toaster and the telephone when I was a kid, but I really enjoy building bicycles. I like that I can start with a pile of tubes that are not attached to anything, and I can weld them together and turn them into something useful, something that'll support my weight. You take 3 pounds of material that's loose and you can form it into something that will carry you 4,000 miles across the United States of America, if that's what you want to do. I like the simplicity of the bicycle a lot. I get frustrated with my car, and I drive a '72 Volkswagen Beetle, so it's a pretty simple car. The bicycle is super easy. If you got air in the tires and a chain that's not rusted solid, you can get someplace in a big hurry. I like to build bicycles that are meant to be ridden. The funnest bikes that I like to build are the town bikes, the cargo bikes, the bikes that are utilitarian. They have a purpose. This is the bike that I'm gonna get on, and I'm gonna take my kid to school on it, and I'm gonna load up 20 pounds of groceries and bring it home. I also really like to build pretty road bicycles or mountain bikes that can take a beating. I've been interested in bikes since I was a young whippersnapper. I remember the joy that I felt putting down sweet skids in front of the local church, making the janitor mad. I'd put down skids until the point he'd call my mom and tell me to knock it off. I remember the day that I saved up enough money to buy my very first mountain bike, a Trek 800 Antelope. It changed my life. It really did. It was freedom. What I typically do next is got these head badges that I like to put on. I always felt like all the high caliber bikes that I liked growing up started with an S. You had your Salsas and your Seratas and your Schwinn's, and I always felt like a custom bike should start with S, so I decided, well, it's gonna start with S, and I'm a fan of the Spanish, so I started Sabrosa Cycles. Sabrosa in Spanish means tasty or savorful. 40 hours for a frame is pretty typical for me. That's my favorite hammer. As far as creativity goes, I like them to be, number one, I like them to be functional. I like them to be bicycles, and I want them to be ridden, and I want them to be ridden hard. And then I like them to have some sort of an aesthetic appeal. I like to have something to look at. I want people to admire it and see a line and say, wow, that looks really nice. I like the cutting of the tubes. I like the smell of the metal. I know that sounds funny, but after a long day in the garage, you go in the house and you can smell the metal on your hands, and I like that. And I really enjoy the time that I have to just sit out here by myself and think. I spend a lot of time in my head thinking about what life's all about, and I really enjoy that. There's so many things about it that I love. There's more to it than just building bicycles. There's selfish reasons. I've always been intrigued with the disposable nature of our society. No one actually knows how to do anything. No one makes things, no one fixes things with their hands. Everything now is, oh man, the toaster broke, we better throw it away. Not, oh, the toaster broke, we ought to go see if we can track down a heating element that we can replace it with. No one spends any time thinking about, oh, maybe I could fix that. The bike ride to the grocery store makes me smile because people in this area, it doesn't really occur to them that they can just jump on a bike and go to the grocery store, because we live in this car-centric world where you get in a car to drive 2 blocks. So you get the right bike, you get a little basket, or you get a backpack, and bam, you run down into the store and you get milk, or you get eggs, and you're back home. The biggest satisfaction I get out of building bicycles is actually being out on the trail and bumping into somebody that's on one of my bicycles with a smile on their face. With those endorphins kicking in, that's what gives me the most satisfaction. I love seeing people excited on the bike.